they'll come back in July. I rather have my two months off.
Oh, wait, what's going on?
Cut. Literally, it crashed in the middle of nowhere.
What happened?
Cut.
What happened to my boy? No. Hey everyone, so we recently got done filming our first episode of the Voces Del Coquí podcast. The guest you're about to see is named Angel Valencia. He's been a good friend at our school now for about 3 years. He's a very active part of the business program we're all in. He actually ended up placing as a national qualifier in FVLA. He's also got some Colombian heritage that'll be really relevant to this episode, so you expect to hear some things about his experience with the education system, his story with his parents, food in Colombia, and so forth. All right,
So,
here we go.
okay, here we go. Okay, Angel, welcome to another episode of the Voces Del Coquí Podcast. How's it going?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me here.
That's great. That's great. So to just start off a little bit, would you mind like introducing yourself or anything that you would like to share with us initially?
All right, so my name is Angel Valencia. I was born here, but both of my parents are from Colombia. So they came they immigrated, as I'd say.
Great.
And I'm currently a senior at West Tech, about to graduate.
That's great to hear. Great to hear. So first, I would just like to talk a little bit. So you obviously, do you speak Spanish? Is that usually, do you speak it at home? Are you doing it like out of like your house or anything like that?
Here's the thing about me in Spanish. I
Mhm.
speak Spanish, I understand it really well, but the thing is, I'll either speak it at home with my parents or to people who don't speak English. Like, from birth up until preschool, the only thing that was taught to me is Spanish. Like, all I ever knew was Spanish. So once I went into preschool, you could tell like I was completely lost because I don't understand any of these people. But as I caught on in school, I started losing a lot of that Spanish.
Wow.
So right now, my Spanish is like really choppy, but I could speak it. I could probably say some phrases. I can talk. I can understand it really well.
That's great. That's great. I've noticed that with a lot of like heritage speakers, sometimes is it difficult for you? Do you read it or can you write Spanish or can you read Spanish or is it just speaking? Because I know a lot of my friends, they usually can only speak their native language with their parents or other individuals. So,
I mean,
do you
with
know?
me, I could kind of write and read in Spanish, but like it'll be more difficult to me. As I previously mentioned, I'm more comfortable doing English. Like if you speak English, I'll talk to you in English. But like with reading and writing, I could kind of do it, but it won't be perfect.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So yeah,
I
that's
did
cool.
enough to test out a Spanish 1 and 2, so.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, for me personally, I've been trying to learn Spanish. I mean, like for the past like couple of years, I've only started taking it seriously like 2 years ago. And I was kind of in your shoes, basically, like trying to learn like English first, like trying to like get most immersion as possible. Do you recommend like maybe for anyone who's trying to learn Spanish? Because I've noticed some people like around, they feel bad that they can't speak Spanish, that they're not representing their heritage. Do you have any like tips or thoughts? Just keep up practicing or anything?
Look, you talk as much as you can with your family.
Mm.
Like what I feel like the reason why I can maintain like a choppy Spanish is because I speak it with my family all the time. And I also speak it with, like sometimes my friends, mostly family friends, to be honest. Like most of our family friends are also Latinos. So I speak Spanish to them as well. And I really feel like as much as you talk to them, you'll be able to maintain that Spanish. So I'd say just talk to other people who know how to speak it really well, or go to another country and see how it is over there.
That's some great advice, honestly. I think maybe at least for me, just trying to take the next step, I may try and go to a country in South America. Maybe Colombia is on that list, for sure. I would love to go see it someday, for sure. I know you're going into your senior year. Are you planning on maybe going out of country for school at any point? Maybe doing a travel abroad to Colombia or something like that, or?
No, I think I want to stay in the United States.
Want
Like
to stay in the
I'm
United States?
mostly West Coastly. Like maybe I've thought about it a bit in the past, but right now I'm just like, you know what? I'll just stay.
Yeah.
But I would
Okay.
love to. I'd love to go over like multiple times a year.
Multiple times. Okay. Yeah. So that's cool. So just transitioning into probably education, could you tell us any differences you've seen with like education in Colombia versus education here? Obviously, I'm sure. Have you had experience in both? Have you been in a Colombian school before, or do you know anything about it?
Not really, but I talk to as many. I know many people enough to where like I know somewhat how the education is over there. I'll
Hmm.
tell you that the biggest difference is that there's no 12th grade. Colombia goes up to
Really?
11th. Colombia goes up to
11.
11th, and then like you graduate at that point. So like there is no 12th grade,
Oh, you
and
just graduated.
also and also their school years are kind of different. So you know how we go from August and May with like a break in December?
Yeah.
They start in February, and then they'll go up until like June, July, like probably June. Then they'll take a 1 month break in July, like June to July. And in July they'll come back all the way up until November. And November they end their school year. So their scheduling is a bit different than it is over here. So like whenever I've talked to them, they're like, "Oh, you're on a B calendar." Like, yeah, I'm on a B calendar.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Honestly, I don't think I would be able to go to school until like June, right? And then they get off in July. Just to clarify what you said,
They
they
get
get
off
off
in June, and then they'll
June.
come back in July.
They'll come back in July. I rather have my 2 months off.
Oh, wait, what's
Cut,
going on?
cut, cut, cut. Literally, it crashed in the middle of nowhere.
What happened?
Cut.
What happened to my boy? No. All right, we're back. Yeah, just
Okay,
continue where you
my
were.
connection absolutely got fried, Angel. I'm sorry.
All right, so
Technical issues. Okay, we can start. I don't know where we left off, but
we
bro,
left
what's
off.
my
I think
connection?
I think you were asking me something about education. Why you were talking about how you wouldn't be able to go to school up until June, July. That's where we left off.
Oh no! You got frozen again. No, wait, is it me this time?
It's not you. I'll tell you that it's not you.
Bro,
Okay.
what is happening? Okay, it should be bro.
You should.
So just to build off of like that Columbia education, obviously we talked about the different break schedules. Is there anything like in the classroom that's a little bit different? Like anything with the teachers, or are the students a little bit different, or like how does that compare to the US?
I know for sure class sizes are a little different. Like it
Mm,
depend because of like the economy that it is right there. The class sizes could be a bit smaller. I don't have enough experience to talk on that though. But I think content wise, it's similar. But like the biggest difference, like the calendar years and the class sizes.
do you know if they have an English class in Colombian school, or is it just like
I
strictly
know
Spanish? Or
I have a cousin who actually taught English at a separate school. So yeah, they definitely offer English courses. And I would assume that the same way we offer Spanish courses, that they would offer English courses. And a lot of people in Colombia that I know want to learn English.
wow, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. And you said that you do you have connections with people in Colombia? Do you use like messaging or anything on social media to connect with them? Do you build up those relationships at all?
I mean, most of the relationships have been through my family,
Okay.
but yeah, I'll definitely talk through like WhatsApp. That's a really good app to use. Just
Mhm.
so texting, just I could maintain those relationships abroad. I'd say like just communication is really important on these.
Communication. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys, in terms of like, or maybe you can walk us through kind of like what Colombia is like just as a country? I don't know if have you been to like multiple areas in Colombia, or do you go to like a specific area where you're from, or do you have a house there or anything?
All right, thank you for asking me that.
Hmm.
Every area in Colombia is specifically different, and I've been to like enough areas where I've experienced a lot of that.
Hmm.
I mainly go to Medellín. Mi familia entero vive en Medellín. Y yo siempre que voy allá para pasar tiempo con mis abuelos. But at the same time, that's like a city-based area. Like that's
Okay.
mostly metropolitan. You go
Okay.
around easily. But there's cities on the coast like Cartagena, Barranquilla,
Okay.
Santa Marta. Like they're all on the beach.
Wow.
So like
That's supposed to be
if
cool.
you want
Yeah.
to go to the beach, like that's where to go. There's
Okay.
also the coffee areas. Cafeteros, that's what it's called.
Hmm.
Where it's mainly like coffee, Buga, Cali, Bogota. I feel like if I were to characterize cities, I'd go Medellin, Cali, Bogota would be metropolitan, and I
Okay.
feel like more beach based would be Cartagena, Barranquilla, y Santa Marta, and you can also talk about the San Andres Islands, which is literally what it is.
I've actually heard of those islands before. I think my dad went there on a trip to South America. It was pretty cool, he said. Uh, would you say that you enjoy more of those beach towns that you mentioned, or the metropolitan towns?
I feel that they both have specific qualities that come to me. For example, Medellin, my entire family's there. I can
Hmm.
easily get accessible, and plus there's a lot of good places in Medellin, especially now that it's becoming more touristy. But at the
Okay.
same time, I really love those beach towns.
Okay, the beach towns are the beach towns or the metropolitan towns more touristy, as you said?
I say right now the beach towns, but the metropolitan towns are becoming more touristy.
They're more
Like
touristy.
they're
Do
starting to
you?
like they're starting to climb up there.
Oh, okay. Do you not? Do you enjoy like tourism in those parts of Colombia, or are you kind of like?
Mm,
Do you enjoy it too much or?
I really like it. I really like
Okay.
that the tourism over there is increasing, and I definitely feel
Wow.
like tourism needs to be increased more in order for Colombia to be a more attractive country. For
Amazing.
example, Medellin, like they started to get more tourist attractions, and yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You mentioned cafe? So is coffee like a main like drink there? Do you guys have specific types or something, or is it like
One
typical?
100% coffee is a
Oh,
big
okay.
drink there.
Okay.
In fact, I will tell you this right now: most of the coffee that you're drinking probably
Mm-hmm.
comes from Colombia. I'm being honest with you.
So my Starbucks probably comes
Like
from
some of the
Colombia.
Starbucks, like some of the Starbucks coffee you're drinking probably comes from there.
Just a quick little fun fact before we get back to the episode. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 27% of coffee actually is imported to the United States from Colombia.
And I
Okay.
feel that there's specific areas in Colombia where that coffee is produced.
Okay. Is it more probably in the rural parts? Are there
Yes,
like more rural
rural,
parts? Yeah.
more rural
Okay.
parts.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Are there any other like maybe dishes, like specific food items that you enjoy, or
Um,
anything that's specific to the country?
Depends on the city. I'll tell you. I'll
Mhm.
tell you a couple of Medellins. Tenemos. I forgot the name of it. Oh, bandeja paisa, which is basically like a huge plate of beans, like a
Wow.
lot
Okay.
of meats. I think patacones. That's another big one right there.
Hmm.
And then we also eat arepas, but it's basically something we stole from the Venezuelans.
What is that exactly? Could you
Um,
describe it at all? Or
it's like a bit of it's flour, but it's
okay.
cooked. Like it's flour, but then you build it into like a circle shape, and then
Okay,
it's
that's sweet.
cooked, and then it's like grilled, and then you eat it. It's really good to eat in the mornings.
Okay, that's sweet.
And
That's
I'd
awesome.
call it's a healthy alternative to pancakes.
The pancakes. Okay, yeah, I got to try that. I love pancakes. Those are like my top breakfast item for sure. So just moving away, initially you said that your parents came from Colombia to the United States. Do you know anything about the process that they had to go through or any challenges that they faced initially in the US?
Or I will say my parents' story.
Hmm.
So both of my parents were born in Medellin, and well, actually one was born a little bit outside of Medellin, but the other one was born like, directly in Medellin, and they went there for a long time. They went to college. They actually met in college. So like the two of them met in college, and then they worked there. And then my mom decided to move to the United States first. Some of the reasons are personal, but I think mostly la situación política en Colombia era muy mala en esa época con la situación de Pablo Escobar, the drug
Yeah,
trafficker.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, a bad
So
political situation. I get it. Okay.
por qué esa situación, my mom had to flee.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she came to the United States. At the time, her brother, my uncle, and his like small family
Hmm.
was living there. So she went there. So she lived with them for a while, and then she lived with a lady that she described as really sweet. And then my dad eventually followed her here.
Okay.
They got married on the spot, and then they moved to Las Vegas, and then they completely settled here. But when we talk about immigration wise,
Hmm.
what both of my parents did actually was they applied for a political asylum when they came here.
Okay.
And so basically means that because your situation in your home country is really bad, you had to come over.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and then basically from here they got a green card. I think they got a green card. I don't know how fast.
Okay.
But then they lived here for a while until they eventually got their citizenship. I remember my mom got hers in 2010 because that's when she was able to take me to Colombia for the first time. And my dad got his in like 2016.
Oh, okay. That's amazing for sure. Uh, do you know any reason why they settled on Las Vegas? Is it because it's a very diverse community, obviously? Do they have like any Colombian communities here in Vegas that you know of? Or
Right. Nuestra comunidad colombiana aquí es muy pequeño, pero
hmm.
we're loyal. That's what I say.
Oh,
We're loyal. We're
well, yeah,
dedicated. We're
okay,
loyal,
that's
even
cool.
though we're really small. And the reason why my parents moved here is money. Honestly, like when they first moved, Las Vegas was starting to expand a little more towards the suburbs area, like Henderson. That they actually looked in Henderson. Sky Canyon, the area that I live in, was like barely starting.
Wow.
So
Okay.
basically, like Las Vegas had a growing house market, and they felt like if they could invest in the market now, they could go farther. So that's
Okay.
why they settled here. They considered multiple cities, but I just think, but they told me like the housing has just been cheaper at the time.
Yeah. Honestly, that's I guess I can kind of not with a different country or anything, but my parents kind of moved here as well to get away from like overpopulation in California and for better like opportunities here with like the growing housing market and stuff.
You know what?
Uh,
That's actually why my parents moved from California as well, because I didn't mention earlier in the interview, but they
Oh,
actually
okay.
moved. They actually went to Los Angeles and they lived there for a while. And
Los
then they came to
Angeles.
Vegas.
My parents
So
actually from Long Beach, so
yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah. That's pretty cool. Definitely with that. You mentioned like for economic opportunity, do you mind me asking what your parents do for work or anything, or do they like for better, like do you know how any of it, like jobs in Colombia are kind of different from the US or anything like that?
Um, I could tell you that my mom currently works as a data analyst.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then basically she was able to take that degree, and then when she came to the United States, she had to take a little more courses and
Hmm.
kind of like focus on that. And she originally graduated with a degree in computer engine. I don't know if it's computer engineering. I'm not for sure, but it has something to do with technical like engineering. I have to ask them to confirm. But she definitely could take like the skills that she learned here into the United States when she immigrated. And then for my dad, he studied to become engineer, like a minor,
Engineer. Okay.
an engineer minor, and then he worked on that for basically his entire life up until he immigrated. And then once he immigrated, like he kind of had to lose everything and
Oh,
start
yeah.
over. So
Yeah, start over. Yeah,
yeah.
it's tough. I've heard of this similar stories like that. Do you have any like aspirations of maybe going into engineering yourself? Do you know, like, are you not a big like physics guy? I know there's a lot of physics with engineering or
No, no, no. I will tell you right now, I would suffer in engineering. Like my mind is not built for that.
Sorry to cut y'all off. I'm actually curious of this. I'm not sure if I'll put it in the episode. You mentioned your mom being a data analyst, and I've been hearing that's definitely one of the jobs that's really getting taken over by AI. Do you know much about that job market in here in the U.S., maybe in Colombia, but I don't know. I guess otherwise in general. I've been curious about that.
Okay, so my mom's definitely pissed about having like the jobs being taken over by AI. I don't know what the future is for her or the future is for anyone, but I can definitely say like a human has to be behind AI. That's what I've always thought. That ChatGPT that has to be coded. So like
yeah.
even if AI is being taken over, there has to be a human behind it.
Yeah, I've
So
heard.
like
Oh
I
wait,
can't
actually, sorry. No, you go.
I can't really comment on the future of the job industry.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard, I mean, yeah, for sure. I've heard a lot of things. Like if you really, I mean, if you know how to really get behind AI and get a lot of skill sets for sure, I think that it might still be viable. I've been going on and off about going into data sciences and analytics, but yeah, thanks for that perspective. Well, yeah, we got like 5 minutes left. Want to close us off?
What are we at? Wait, 5 minutes?
Yeah,
What are we at right now?
we
5 minutes?
literally have like five
How
minutes
long?
because like there's a free trial thing for the Zoom meeting, so like
Oh,
we
you meant
only have
five
40
minutes for
minutes.
that.
So yeah,
Okay.
we are way over 15 minutes, I think.
Angel, anything
So.
else you want us to ask or anything you want us to go
Um,
over that I can think of real quick?
Not that much. I can definitely teach you a little bit of some Spanish phrases that we say in Colombia, like specifically
Oh,
two
yeah,
that I
yeah,
really
yeah.
know.
Okay.
So one that I really love is "Que más parcero," which basically means "what up, friend." If you can tell, parcero means friend in Colombia. Like
Okay.
it made it
It's a
specifically
slang
Medellin.
word.
It's a
Slang word.
slang
Okay.
word.
Yeah, yeah,
And
slang word.
then in and then also we have "que chimba," which means practically "oh my god," and it's a word. It's a phrase that we use. But yeah,
Get you.
that's
Okay.
honestly all I got.
Very unique phrases. Um, so I think we'll just close off, right, Jack? Or how much time do we have left? I don't
Four
know.
minutes.
I have nothing else. Yeah, I think if we're good, Jack, do you have anything you want to do? Or I think
Uh,
we've covered. AJ, that was really good. That was really
yeah,
good, bro. I think
We
we
mostly did
flowed.
on one take.
Yeah,
So
we flowed very
that was
nicely.
good. Thank
Very
you.
nicely.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Angel, that's all the time that we have for today. Thanks for attending another episode of the Voces del Coquí podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's such a pleasure. And I really love that we're doing this for like a really good cause.
Oh, yeah, great. Thank you. And that's all the time we have. This has been another episode. Thank you very much. I don't know any other closing. I have no other
fair
closing.
enough. Hey, we got
All
three
right.
minutes and
So
then
we
we can
done
see.
yet? We not
We
Pretty
recording
done.
anymore?
much.
All
We
right.
done.